Force of nature, wildfires rip through parts of Colorado, destroying 500 homes and forcing thousands to flee. Wildfires in the American state of Colorado have destroyed hundreds of homes and prompted the evacuation of 30,000 people in 2 towns north of Denver. The National Weather Service described it as a life-threatening situation and ordered the residents of Louisville and Superior to leave. Here's the Sheriff of Boulder County, Joe Pelly, at an earlier news conference.
Today's been a harrowing day in Boulder County with 2 significant fires fueled by dry conditions and very high winds. We currently have thousands of individuals in the south part of our county and in the areas of Superior and Louisville who have been evacuated. We know that there are structures, both homes and businesses, that have been burned and lost. I'm speaking about hundreds of structures. We know that people are anxiously waiting for word about the conditions of their homes and their neighborhoods. I want to assure you that our fire personnel are working as hard as they can to save additional structures as we speak, and when it's safe to do so, we'll start the emotional and painful process of assessing damages.
That was Joe Pelly there. Well, Christina San Juan is a meteorologist in Colorado. She told me more about the situation on the ground.
Well, the latest update from officials have told us that they believe this fire was actually caused by a downed power line. However, we have very strong wind gusts right now, and the wind actually got up to about 110 miles per hour earlier this afternoon, and it doesn't look to let up really even as we head into the overnight hours.
Would you say this is a kind of perfect storm? You've got these very strong winds and also, very high temperatures. Would you describe it as that?
Right components are there for our fire danger to be so extreme. We are in an extreme drought in this part of the state here because we haven't gotten much moisture. And so you add that with incredibly strong wind like what we're seeing out there right now, and it just makes an already bad situation worse in terms of the fire crews trying to get a handle on the fire.
How are local people coping, Christina, and have the authorities done enough to help?
It's very devastating, the videos that we're seeing coming out, people that potentially could go home to not even have a house in the first place. We do have lots of resources. I know that our governor had issued a state of emergency, so that's going to allow more folks to come and help. And so they are responding appropriately and doing the best and everything they can.
30,000 people evacuated. That's a massive number. Do you think we're likely to see that number rise?
Hopefully not. I have full faith that the firefighters will at least get some sort of containment on this so that it doesn't actually reach out into other parts of the state here. And also the good news, if there is any in this situation, would be that we're going to have some snow coming in tomorrow afternoon. So that should at least assist the fire crews.
Yeah, and I guess it's all really dependent on those weather conditions and exactly what happens in terms of whether this fire is brought under control, because it sounds like it's so big that it's going to be hard for fire services to really control it on their own.
Absolutely, and it also limits what we can put in the air in terms of doing water drops onto the fire because it's too windy to send anybody up in an airplane or a helicopter. So they're just doing the best that they can on the ground.
Would you say there are any preventative measures that could be taken in the future, or is this just one of those things?
It's kind of just one of those things. Now, we warned people. We knew that we were going to have very strong wind. We knew that the fire danger would be incredibly high, but something as a power line coming down and then that kick-starting the fire, it kind of is just one of those things that you wouldn't be able to prevent.